Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on him. Mike Knoxxx. That's with 3 X's cause he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the money, now you're raw, what you getting in? Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News and interviews, this a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You could call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping. Perfect Plex Radio. Simply, we about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go!
Well, it's the time. It's time for the alphas and the omegas of pro wrestling talk to invade your airways. People, I am your host, Mike Knoxxx. And indeed, I spell my name with 3 X's because, like, the slam dunk contest is better than the home run derby. I am hardcore, people. I am the host of hosts. You are the fans. I am the $1 million host. You are the $1 million audience. And together, we're going to form the $1 Million Connection. You don't like it? Listen anyway. This is the show the pros, ayatollahs, and icons and rock and rollers listen to. And when you got an intro like I got, you got to have a partner that can bring it to you like I know I can bring it to you. So without further ado, y'all, just sit back. I mean, seriously, get a pen and paper. You might learn something. Yo, Dice, man, tell him who the fuck you is, man. He did it again? Is he muted again?
Dice. And why am I muted? Why am I muted?
You're on Pittsburgh. You're on Pittsburgh. What are you yelling for? I don't know what happened. I fixed it. Just continue. I gave you a layup.
I actually, I was just going to go very, very calmly and tell everybody that, hey, this is me, Zia Solid, aka Dice Man, aka Big Kith in the chat, champ in the chat for those not to know, aka the Apprentice of Thanos, aka the Sang Sung of this debate shit. Your soul will be mine, aka your mama's favorite daddy. I am very calm right now. I'm very calm. I'm very calm.
That's confusing. It's damn near scary. And for some of them girls out there, it might be ironic. But with that being said, Dice, we have a plethora.
I need to bring the microphone up a little bit more so I can do the Barry White. I can do the Keith Sweat. No, I can do the Keith Sweat.
No, you can't go like this. You can't go like this.
Voice.
Yeah, baby.
Nah.
What it do? Welcome to the Alphas and the Omegas of Pro Wrestling Talk.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with it? I bet you can't make her flip with it.
I'm not a rapper, but I try anyway, though. So check it out, y'all. Listen, we got a smorgasbord of wrestling conversation. Dolph Ziggler shows over the end of Raw last week. And they got a funny part. I know people are saying, Dolph Ziggler? I was like, yeah, that's my man, Dolph.
I'm not going to lie. I marked out a little bit. It's about time.
Dolph Mark. So
it's about time.
It's pretty easy.
I liked it. It was fine.
We got that. We got Fyre Fest to talk about. I mean, if you
Fighter, you best.
I've been saying this shit wrong for 2 years. It ain't gonna change. It's a stupid ass name, but it was a good show. Okay, it's just a stupid ass name. Okay, we're gonna talk about that today. We got the ESPY Awards this week, so Dice came up with some good things. Listen, y'all, all credit to the almighty Dice Man for these drafts because I'm not gonna lie to you. And they get on my nerve a little bit. I'm gonna say this to him live on air. I've been doing this shit for almost over 14 years, close to 3,000 episodes. This is episode 2,998. I ain't lazy, but I got a partner for once that actually putting in work. No offense towards my other hosts out there. They didn't put in work. I love you. You're my family, but you didn't put in work. Dice be like, yo, this is what we want to do. This is what we're going to talk about. So lately, over the last month, I don't really do shit. I just don't. What's going on, my man? I just don't do nothing. So, Dice, what else we got on tap for them today? Because you got some great ideas, man. What we doing?
So today, the draft, since we're the ESPYs are right around the corner in literally 4 days, I believe. 4 days.
Yep. Wednesday.
So Wednesday. The 21st.
21st.
Is it 21st?
I don't know. I just know it's Wednesday. That's all I know.
But anyway, WWE
my
has
daughter's birthday, the
officially
20th.
they are officially giving them their own category, in which they kind of did not give them their own category. It was like a best sports entertainment moment. Now they're actually giving it best WWE moments. We are going to now look back into history and see other ESPY worthy moments, and we're going to draft them.
There's a lot.
It is a lot. And mine is very modern.
Old. Mine's very old.
Okay, yeah, mine is very modern because I didn't get super
old.
fucking excited. I mean, I know I'm going to tell.
As soon as you said it, I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. Because again, I'm liking the drafts that's not necessarily where we do compete. I love competing with you because I love whooping that ass. Okay. And I know you think you whooping my ass, but I love spanking that ass. I'm gonna bend you on my knee and spank you. That's all I like doing. I'm gonna spank that ass. But I like these because it's really just fun. It's no right, there's no rhyme or reason. It's where you would draft them and how you would draft them. And then you did it different this time when we got how you reversed the draft last time. But I'm curious to see what you came up with. I know what I came up with. So
I am so freaking modern. And no, I'm going to let you know now, Hogan slammed Andre the Giant, not even in my top 10.
First of all, who the hell is Hogan? I don't know what you're talking about.
First of all, I'm gonna need you to chill with all that, because you can't deny what the man did for professional wrestling.
Listen, even The Rock said, who are you? Look at The Rock. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not denying his place in wrestling. I just don't say his name.
This is a wrestling show. This is a show for the intelligent wrestling fan.
And I'm
you intelligent
black
to
fan
know
to say fuck Hulk Hogan every week. Like we say fuck Dave Meltzer, fuck you, Hogan. Macho Man said it. Nobody got mad at him, but I said I'm.
Oh yeah, Dave. I got something for your goofy, big-eared ass this week too. You beetle neck motherfucker.
Not only
fuck
are
you,
you
Dave
a
Meltzer.
hot dog, a grandstander, a showboat, and a prima donna.
You know what?
You're a liar too. Not only are you a hot dog, a grandstander, a showboat, and a prima donna, but you're a liar too.
A lot to talk about. Let's get into the weekend areas in professional wrestling. And let's just start. I didn't want to start, but we're going to start with Raw because I think Raw's really fast to get in and get out. Right? Because I think I want to give a lot of attention to AEW, to be honest with you. I think they earned it, and we're going to give it to them. I got to say this, though, messing with Raw. The whole thing we talked about last week about TV 14, will that make a difference?
Shit, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but apparently right now.
Yeah, right this second.
Right now, wait, right now. It's either right now. I don't know.
Right
Actually, I'm not sure of what time zone.
Okay.
But Ric Flair is having his last match.
Like as we speak.
He said 6:05, but I don't know if he's Eastern time.
Can you do me a favor? You know, like my mama's titties and the word flaccid. Can you put that by the shit I don't give a fuck about? Like
I do, because I do.
How many times did Ric Flair retire?
Hold up.
How many times you gonna see him cry and say he's done? Ric Flair has retired more times than people smoke weed. I had nothing for it.
I just thought that it was warranted. I just thought that it was warranted because he said that his opponent is somebody from Monday Night Raw. Okay. So he's obviously back in the good graces of
1, 2, 3 kids.
They are using his woo again.
Okay, I didn't notice that.
Took it out, yes.
Okay,
out, and now it's back in.
Okay.
So he's back in the good graces. So maybe this is the trade-off: them being able to use his woo, him saying, "Let me get my last match versus somebody," and they say we don't want anything to do with it.
Gotcha. Well,
there you go.
Well,
floor is yours.
We got it. Well, floor is ours. And as we take over the floor right now, let's talk about.
He's actually trending.
He's actually, well, I saw that, and I just didn't give two flying fig Newtons. You're right, but so is AJ Styles. Okay,
never mind. It's July 31st.
Okay,
they think it's AJ Styles. That's why he's trending.
That's why he's trending. Okay, yeah. He couldn't have a worse opponent for his final match, to be honest. Because you know what?
I mean, Taker
Styles going to carry him.
Taker personally requested AJ Styles, so one of my guys just carrying these old motherfuckers into the sunset.
Was that one of them Barry Hartwitzes you did to yourself? Right there, that was one of them. That you're a guy. Okay, speaking about you're a guy, my guy, this guy. Let's talk about last week. My guy, Mr. Hill Ziggler, returns at the end of Raw. What did you think about his return? Because I know a lot of people were lukewarm to the idea. I think, well, he did his stint. He helped out NXT, what he went down there to go do, right? So why not bring him back? I think Ziggler will never get the push we all think he deserves or he should have had. It's kind of past his time. But I've always said when it comes to older gods and legends, and now I'm gonna call him a legend. He's been there for over 18 years. It's Dolph Ziggler. He's no slouch to the WWE. Am I right? My numbers backstage there, King Von Jr. 720 on Twitter, my social media, the icons and solas. He can't hear me. So because I forget he can't hear me. But if you listen on he's been there like 18 years, right? Something like that. Oh, you can hear me now, right? So he's been there for a while. So yeah.
18 Spirit Squad was 2006, 2007. So yeah, he's
been there long enough. I'm gonna call him what I want to call him. Okay. So what did he put? Drafts make the drafts for Knoxxx to win. That's what I'm talking about, baby. I'm interested.
Who just said that? Who just said that asinine, goofy?
It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Vaughn, I challenge you, Vaughn. I challenge you. Step up.
Step up to what?
If you think you got a better draft,
I'm his mouthpiece. I'm his mouthpiece. Put it in ink. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Write a draft. Write a draft.
You come up with the drafts. You come up with the draft, something that I haven't done yet, and then I will.
I came up with 2 of the drafts. Okay, I came up with 2 of them.
Which one was that?
I don't know. You just named one. I think I did it. I think I came up with an AEW one. I think I did do that one. It was like something about the week they were doing. So I came up with that one, and I think I came up with the tag team. I think we kind of both did that.
That's after the fact that I did the factions.
Well, I just say I think we kind of both did it in 16 years. So what was your take on Raw? I thought Raw was pretty good last week.
You know what? The fact of the matter is everybody has to stop acting like the product that WWE puts out on Mondays
is so bad. Yeah.
is trash.
Yeah.
Because understand what you are getting is 3 hours of entertainment.
Did anybody say it was called pro wrestling?
Not 2 hours of pro wrestling. If you're giving me a 3-hour show, I'm going to at least guess that an hour and a half of that is good action in the ring.
Let me ask you this, though.
I'm going to say good action in the ring for an hour and a half.
What would you prefer? What would you prefer?
I would like to be entertained.
Okay.
And I'm going to say,
Bad Guy Jackson, let's do it.
I'm going to say this, and I agree 100% with their own AEW's own guy, Mr. Jim Ross, the motherfucker that said, "This is the best pay-per-view I've ever called."
Hold on now. I got that clip still. You know that JR made me get out my seat like you.
That man said that shit, right? He said that shit, but then he was on Busted Open on Friday. Happy birthday to Dave LaGreca, post-birthday. He said AEW needs to slow down their action because they're not telling the stories in the ring. That is all I have been trying to say the whole fucking time. What is the story that is being told in their matches? Because all it is a bunch of spot fest, and he yeah, but you know,
go ahead, go. I got you.
I'm more so on the rants. I'm more so on the rants because what happens is he compares it to a comedian, right? When a comedian comes out, they tell their first joke. They don't go into the second joke. You gotta let that marinate. You gotta let that marinate.
Marinate.
And then you can go into the next joke. But what happens in pro wrestling and AEW is you got move after move after move after move after move after move, and then you got a bunch of "This is awesome." No, it fucking wasn't. No, fucking wasn't. Just because you do 5 quick pumps don't mean that you deserve their good dick. You just rabbit fucked her.
Whoa!
You just rabbit fucked her is what you did. You didn't give her quality. You didn't give her quality. You gave her quantity. That's all I'm saying. Give me quality over quantity.
Yeah. Can you send my baseball?
Sure.
Wow. Avoid the clap, Jimmy Dugan. Wow.
See, my guy 80.
Nice.
My guy 80 knows what you gotta let it slow burn, man. You gotta let it cook. Let it shit slow burn. Like grits. I can't fast forward grits.
Yeah, you can. It's called the microwave. You put
That
the
shit
water
is
in
never
it.
the consistency is never good.
I'm
the
sorry.
consistency is
I
never
make
good.
great microwave grits, dog. Even the comment with the butter flakes, my wife bought. I was like, yo, why you want the butter
flaky
flakes?
shits. The flaky shit, they the worst. They're like fish food.
You add a little bit more butter to it, that's gonna be yellow. If your grits ain't yellow, you ain't mellow. Okay, your grits better be yellow. You gotta slow cook it. I feel you. And I've been with you saying the same thing. Like, there's nothing. I love pro wrestling, right? And as we leave Raw, we're gonna go come back to we talking about AEW. We're gonna stay there because I did think that the pay-per-view was pretty damn good. I was very highly entertained by what they gave us this past Wednesday on Fyter Fest. Most of the only thing I could have dealt without. Okay, personally. I could have dealt without seeing, like, having Wardlow rather and Orange Cassidy open up.
I hated it.
I loved it. I loved it.
I hated it.
I loved it.
While
watched
the
that match
beginning
and
of it
loved
was entertaining,
Why
it was entertaining in some aspects, right? At some point in time, we gotta stop.
You gotta stop what?
If Orange Cassidy does this in WWE, if he does this in WWE, they will shit on it. They will shit on it.
Well,
tell me what
we know that already, but we already know that.
Real quick,
we already know
tell me
that,
what the difference between. Tell me what the difference is between Elias and Ezekiel and Orange Cassidy.
Elias and Ezekiel and Orange Cassidy. I think there's a big difference between the two, brother. I really
okay.
do.
All right. Okay.
Really
all right. So let me ask you this. We obviously know that the person who was Elias is Ezekiel. We know this. This is not. This
he passed a lie detector test, buddy. That's
we know this, right? But are we
kids
literally going to sit here and act like we're going to let a guy in a professional wrestling ring walk up, put his hands in his fucking pocket, let a big motherfucker like Wardlow sit there, look at him while he walks up to him, kicks his shin? See,
that's where
kicks his shin.
That's where I say you got to be. That's where I say still in
You're
wrestling.
not going to tell me to suspend my belief.
No, I'm going to say that because I get that they tell you not to, and you're picking on that fan base. So that's what. So I'm learning something from you, which is I think is a good thing, right? Because you know the difference between the two products, okay? And you get mad that they won't accept anything like that in that company. So the fact that it's accepted over here, you have a problem with it. But I don't have a problem with it either way. I see your point. But I hated Orange Cassidy at first. I thought the shit was stupid. But after a while,
thought he was great. But after a while, it's stale to me though.
It kind of. He's starting to wrestle better, more matches. I'm loving that a whole entire. And I loved it with Wardlow. I love the fact that Wardlow gave him credit. I'm thankful that Wardlow selling the match the way that Wardlow sold the match. I was worried about if Wardlow could actually do that. All that scared me.
I don't like the fact that on commentary, I have to constantly hear from the team how much Orange Cassidy can go, right? It's like if you like, say I'm coming down there to Florida, right? It'd be like, yo, we're going to the strip club. It's your favorite strip club down there, right? And we walk in this bitch, right? And you like, yeah, this bitch, I'm telling you, yo, when she go upside down and she start twerking upside down, she can do a handstand with a lollipop in her mouth and a piece of toilet paper twirling on her finger like a basketball. I'm telling you. And I walk in there and I'm still waiting for this. Yeah. I'm still waiting for the shit to happen. Like I'm literally waiting for the shit to happen. You like, hold on, dog. It's coming. Just wait. By then, this is what happens with AEW's commentary. They're like, oh, Orange Cassidy, he's a really good pro wrestler. And all I'm saying is, whoa! Like this is what every
besides
time.
That though, he's doing everything else awesome.
Yes, he's doing it great. But I don't need a commentary team to tell me that every single week. Well, I get it.
I got to hear Corey Graves. I got to see my man jump on top of that announce every time Sensei come out. I think I personally
you're not going to act like you're not going to act like Pat McAfee the best thing on SmackDown.
This isn't me saying that. What I'm saying is that I've accepted. Me, the wrestling fan that I am, I accept that's part of the territory. And that's where I think, and not you typically, but majority of wrestling fans don't understand what you're watching. If you go watch Spider-Man and you're looking for Superman, that's your dumbass fault. You should know that he's gonna get his ass whooped by a normal person, maybe. You know what I mean? I love Spider, it's my second favorite superhero of all time. But you can't tell me he's gonna beat Superman because he's not. But it's supposed to have some fun with him having a hard time, Super having a little time getting it done. That's all I'm saying. But also at Fyter Fest, which I was a huge fan of, John Mox. Listen, besides the fact you said something that hurt my feelings because I kind of noticed as soon as you said it, You know I love me some Dean Ambrose. I'm a Dean Ambrose / John Moxley guy. You said I feel like he's still drinking again. I think he started drinking again. And it's a look when you're raised by alcoholics and you're an alcoholic, what an alcoholic looks like. And he just kind of has this glazed over look. I hope we're both wrong. We do not know this for sure. So don't be trying to tweet us and saying all that dumb shit that y'all said. Somebody said something. So just so you know.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
But you can still S my D. Okay. So, but you watch this, and I'm loving this match. My God, with him and what's his name? Cisco. I know his name. I ain't gonna front like I be knowing these motherfuckers. Y'all be knowing
Tashaki.
I don't know who you are, but the match was incredible. Okay, and I remember my man shout out to KME tweeting like, "I hope he wins this match." I said, "What? I don't even know who this dude is. He ain't winning." Okay, that ain't happening. Also a great match. Okay, Jack Hager and I'm still going. His mama named him, which was and called him Carlito. I would call him Carlito. Okay, I wasn't a fan of that match. Anna Jay and Selena Deb. I've never been over on Selena Deb unless she did have the bald head when she was in the CT, the Straight Edge Society. But Christian is doing this thing right now. I think Christian right now may be one of the hottest things in AEW. His promos each and every single week is murdering whoever the hell he's talking about. It's just
I'm not just gonna let you skip over.
Okay,
I'm not gonna let you skip over.
But I'll skip over
Serena Deeb versus and what I think is the best ass in AEW.
Okay, so that's what it was. I didn't talk about her ass. Got it. My bad.
No.
Okay.
No. The actual match was decent.
I said it was decent. I'm not a fan of her. That's all I said.
Who Deeb?
Yeah.
How?
I said second. Yes, I said second. Superman will beat the shit out of Peter Parker. And if you don't think so, get off the peyote. And I love Peter Parker. Okay, but Spider-Man has no chance. It's a finger snap. Okay, what did he say? Spider-Man couldn't take Superman. Okay, I'm just joking. Okay,
he's okay. All right.
He put down.
No, he said I'm just saying. He didn't say I'm joking. Whoa, I'm just saying.
Could take what? Vaughn.
Yeah.
I'll be trying to defend you when you come on now. I can't defend that nonsense.
See,
what the hell is that?
I'm telling you, it's not something right with that boy. He's trolling every week. He's trolling.
What is that? AEW with everyone wishes that their product is BTE, Dark, Evolution. You have to let people know what they're doing. So yeah, listen. They are going too long in AEW to me. That's their biggest problem. You see somebody here today, you won't see them for a month. And I know people will say, "Oh, that's good for the workers. That's good. They're not being overworked." Wah. This is what I say.
But then they will turn around. And they will sit up there and get mad because Roman isn't wrestling every freaking week.
I agree with Mr. Victor Nash. You be sleeping on the sisters. You be sleeping on the sisters' asses, dog. You be sleeping on the sisters' asses.
Get the fuck out of here.
You do. You a black man who be always putting the white ass over the black ass when it wouldn't be a white ass if it wasn't manufactured through the company, which is the food we all eat. Okay? Because I grew up in the 80s, and they didn't have asses like this in the 80s. They had asses like this in the 70s, in the 60s.
First of all,
in the 90s, they didn't have asses like
I'm looking at this picture right now. I'm about to upload this shit right now. Now, you're not going to tell me that her ass looks better than Anna Jay. You're not going to tell me that. And I apologize for this part of the show right now, but you know what? It has to be done.
It ain't going to be
it
naked.
Has to be done.
Hold on, let me if you know no. You might be trying to report us. Let me get our disclaimer.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
There you go. You gonna play it? Like to play it? Here it go.
No. This is better than Anna Jay.
Everything's about angles, first of all, and yes.
No, okay.
First of all, she has
yo.
on tights and fishnet stockings, which pushes it up and tightens it. So you watch her in that. Two weeks ago, so any stocking puts it in. Any stocking. So whether it's fish or not, that's what stockings do. They pull them in. Okay. Second, even they company knows, and I said this on the show last week with my wife in the room, and I said, "Oh, AEW know what you're doing. They just showed them three girls' asses, but they ever showed their faces one time." Because what's wrong with that? First of all, it's sexist, and I'm surprised that all the women don't get mad about it. Oh, my bad. All the guys don't get mad that they show their asses first because y'all want Vince McMahon off his own product because he had an affair. Like, that's something wrong in this world that you should hate him for. So we talked about that last week. Gonna get me, get my libido back going and stuff. Now, Kira Hogan, Derek also mentioning that ass as well. Okay. But back to the matches. Okay. But despite Chris Jericho's promo, which I thought was pretty good, and I love the World of Orange Cassidy match. I absolutely loved it. I did not like, and this was I thought you kind of irked me a little bit because you think you be knowing me, but sometimes I'm just a different spade. I thought Dynamite was hot. And you said, of course you did. I said, why you say that? You said, because the black guys won the titles. I don't think Keith Lee and Swerve would be a tag team, let alone tag team champions. But I thought the match was pretty good. I think the tag team champions should be Ricky Starks and Brian Powerhouse High.
How fickle! Your mind works. How fickle your mind works. Because I'm pretty sure it was about 2 weeks ago. When was Forbidden Door? Whenever Forbidden Door was.
I said they should have been on the card. Yes, I still don't. But I even said then I thought they was going to break up. I said, why didn't even get them? They were looking like their storylines like they were going to break up. Swerve does not need Keith Lee, and Keith Lee, if he loses the weight, don't need Swerve. There are two big entities to not be brought together. This ain't fucking Hobbs, in my opinion, and Starks, who didn't come from another promotion where they're known. These guys are known, okay? And they're both bigger than anybody that was on this card not named Moxley, Christian, Jericho, and the Bucks. Anybody else in this card, including Carlito and Jack Hager, they're bigger than, and they're more known, in my opinion. They just shouldn't have won the titles. That's all. That's all.
You're saying hold up. Everybody in the chat right now.
Everybody in the chat.
This guy. We're gonna go to our deep voices again. Hold on, let me get my glasses on. Hold on.
This man who weekly puts up, I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all.
I'll do it again right now.
Black and I'm black.
I'll do it right now. Listen,
go ahead. Come on.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
That don't make me a racist because I'm pro-black.
The man.
That don't make me a racist because I'm pro-black. Anybody who thinks I'm racist can kiss my ass and come meet me outside.
The man tells you that bet on black.
Yeah, that's what
yada yada yada.
Yes, I do.
Yet he's gonna say he's gonna tell you that the black men don't deserve to win.
That's not what I said.
But
don't put words in my mouth. You're yelling for no reason. You're yelling for no reason. That's not even what I said. Did anybody tell me I said that? No one said that. I didn't say that. Don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say that.
Hold up.
No, you go back and correct the statement first. I didn't say that.
I
didn't say that. I don't have to watch anything. I watch every show. Listen. There's a difference between me. There's a difference between me saying someone should be on the card. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I said.
What exactly am I saying?
Nope.
What exactly am I saying? Because you didn't even let me get the point out.
I'm gonna tell you what I said.
What am I saying?
I'm saying.
What am I saying?
At Forbidden Door.
What am I saying?
What'd you say? Wrong?
No, I said, what am I saying? Because I never even got to what I'm saying because you tried to cut me off because you thought
I'm going to cut you off because you're trying to tell me what I said 2 weeks ago. I'm going to tell you what I said 2 weeks ago. I'm going to tell you. And what I said was that
no.
Where's your talent of not having on TV?
Point. How is somebody supposed to get to that point and you keep no, what you said 3 weeks ago at Forbidden Door, there wasn't enough black representation. So if they would have lost to the Young Bucks, who are white, you would have been on here talking, the black people can't never win nothing. They can't never win nothing. You do it every time there's a big AEW show. You do it every time.
That's not what I said.
Oh.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. What I said
I'll let
you go and I gave you the floor. Let me finish. Let me retort.
You didn't say nothing about black representation on the show.
Let me retort that. That's exactly what the fuck I said. But me having
that's my point. I just said it. No, I just said it.
That's not your point.
That was my point.
No, this is the point. You're gonna let me get my words in. Okay? You're gonna let me talk. It's point blank and simple. You're gonna let me finish what I said. You're not gonna tell me what I said.
That was my point.
I'm gonna tell you what I said. Your point. I can tell you your point was wrong. I can tell you that because your point was wrong. Your point was not only wrong, it was dead wrong. Me having to say there should be black representation on the program has nothing to do with they should win a match. That's two different fucking things. Okay? So when I say always hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. I already told you who should win a match. I said Starks and Hobbs should have won the match. That's what I said. I literally said that. Anybody who's listened to the show other than you, because you got these buds here, so the wax is covering the buds.
There's no way they should have won that match.
Okay? They're a better tag team. They've been higher than any tag team that's there. That's not the Bucks. You want to go ahead and give me a quick microwave push of a champion when they were just about to break up 2 weeks ago. You got an overweight Addis. That don't mean I don't want the guys to prosper. That's the same bullshit when I tell somebody that I think this company or that company's whack. It has to do with the talent. It's about how the promoters promote them. They don't promote them right. So you can't have a card like Forbidden Door and don't have black representation of the black persuasion that the black culture fans want to see. That don't mean you're supposed to win. Yes. Will I always say bet on black? Yes. But I'm also not like dumb motherfuckers who say this or that. They came out and called these motherfuckers the Mexicos. They made fun of Irish people. They made fun of black people. They made fun. That's wrestling. It's a fucking comedy show. It's subjective. Being subjective in a world where everybody says someone should get fired because he got some head and they can't afford to even pay for head. That's different than me sitting here saying, oh, I didn't like the match because they won. I want them to win as a person, as a talent. That don't mean they should have won the belts, especially when there's a better black tag team that was fucking right there at the same time. So you're just misconstrued, which that's you.
No, okay. So
I constantly take your soul, but that's your line.
Are you finished?
I'm done.
Are you finished?
Let's move on.
Okay, are you finished? I just want to fact check you real quick. You said they were a better tag team. They are not. They're 6-1. Those guys are 8-2 and won the actual belts. So how are Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs a better tag team when they ain't even had enough singles? They didn't have enough tag matches.
And since you like to play the Chris role, I'm going to attack what you just said. You said
how are they better? How are they better?
2 weeks ago and the week before that. And the week before that, why does these rankings matter? They don't matter all the time. That's all you ever said.
I didn't say anything about the rankings. I didn't say anything about the rankings. I said the record.
Their storyline.
I said the record. Rankings, record. Okay, 2 different R's.
Listen, I don't give a rat's ass about that or what you're saying.
Of course, obviously, because you shut down now. You don't know what you're talking about. You checked that one, but you checked the wrong thing because I'm talking about rankings.
Oh, now you got me cussing.
What does that mean?
My stats speak for themselves.
What does that mean, Mike?
I always say what I mean.
You're not going to pump your chest about 14 years. I always say
what I mean and mean what I say.
What does that mean? What does that mean? 14. What does that mean to me?
That means that I don't never mince my words. I've never been known to mince my words.
You're a fucking Mike. I'm done. All right, Mike. You'll never mince your words. You are lying.
I don't mince my words.
No, I'm good. I'm good. You're not gonna pump your chest out like you be talking that.
I don't mince my words.
No.
He's saying always.
You do.
Black. It's 4 blacks. Is it not 4 blacks out of 6 people in there wrestling? Is it not?
What is the purpose?
You brought it up by saying that I made a racist thing.
You just said they weren't the better tag team. They have a better record.
I didn't say they had a better record. I said they're a better tag team is what I said.
How are they a better tag team? They had less matches.
Again, because records don't matter in wrestling. They never
Those 2 guys weren't even a tag team themselves. Swerve and Keith Lee wasn't a tag team, and Powerhouse and Ricky Starks weren't a tag team. The only pure tag team in that match was the Young Bucks.
Lucha Brothers should have been in that match. But they don't get no credit either.
Private party. Ain't nobody checking for them.
Lucha Brothers is literally, honestly, to me, next to FTR, the best tag team in ROH. Or I said ROH, which they use that company too. AEW.
With a 1-3 record? Yeah, they're really great. All right.
Again, since when does records matter? You say it all the time. Y'all come up with these.
I said rankings don't matter.
Rankings, but a ranking is a record. That they go by the rankings. I thought anyway.
No, they don't. No, they don't tell you. They don't tell you the rankings.
They just put you where they rank. I got you.
They put the
on
record.
That.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
On that part, I misunderstood in what you were coming from as far as the records and the ranks. Okay, but as far as none of that matters to me. Rankings don't matter. Records don't matter because it's written. It's a storyline. That's what wrestling fans.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Let
me ask you this. I saw this on social media. Do you think that WWE got rid of all the tag teams that are better than the Usos?
Oh no, that might be good question.
They said it was DIY.
I don't know. If you think
it was
about
FTR and it was AOP.
Hold on, say it again because I think all the that's the offensive pain, right?
Yeah, they said WWE got rid of all the tag teams that were better than the Usos just so they can make the Usos.
I'm not gonna argue that because I don't know what they think it is, but I can't argue that though. Like FTR, really good. Hey, offensive pain just kept getting hurt.
I'm just gonna say in that point in time, where the Usos struck iron hot gold with the Uso penitentiary, I don't think that anybody could touch them other than the New Day.
No, you were the first one because I don't watch the rap battle stuff. You was like, yo, Mike, this is the stuff they're doing in the rap battles. And I was just like I hear it, but I don't, I'm a lyricist. I had to learn actually what rap battles were because I'm thinking, it's about the punchline. It's a whole bunch of shit goes involved. Anyway,
and they still do it.
You pointed out, and it was like, yeah. And you even mentioned about how the Usos did that a couple weeks ago when the Street Profits you thought they kind of rubbed them the wrong way because they kind of took their kind of Catons and how they did that.
Both teams did.
That's a good question. That's a good question. But what would you rank week 1 of Fyre Fest?
Week 1,
and why is there so many weeks of it? I guess somebody explain it.
It's only 2 weeks. It's only 2 weeks. It's literally like a pay-per-view within a 2-week span. So they give us what 5 hours of action because you got 2 hours of
right, and then you got
1 hour. So you got another 2 hours. So you're giving us 6 hours.
We got the Friday
still giving us 5 because you put in the commercials. You still giving us
for Friday
5 hours.
This Ring of Honor thing isn't working, bro.
I'm not a fan.
I can't support a company that doesn't exist. And I get someone, I heard somebody say, well, to that comment or to that, that kind of a statement, NWO did it. I'm like, what? The NWO was a faction within a faction that spawned into, we're not just going to be a faction. We're going to be a whole damn conglomerate. You know what I mean? Like, that's completely different than you knowing a company, them buying or acquiring a company, and then trying to put that company within another company. It's not NXT like. It's just they don't have a, you know what I mean? Like, but what's it called on Rampage? It's becoming just Ring of Honor. Like, wasn't like all their champions this past Friday was on there.
I'm not a fan of that. I mean, I get it. You know what? This is giving me very, very big ECW.
He likes Good Brothers like that.
I do. I think the
president program. I love them, but
I think the Good Brothers are. I think they're good. I think they're better than what people think they are. They don't get enough credit. Scott, you know what? I'm going to talk to you offline because I'm not going to put that as match of the year when we still have 5 months left.
Well, we kind of say that whatchamacallit was match of the year potential, the Usos versus Street Profits. So
that point, but
yeah,
up until that point, but I can't put it all the way up there.
When can we talk? When can we say match of the years then? If it's, I mean, it's just July. I mean, a match of the year is a match of the year.
We're past that. We're like, that's the thing. Like, it's so
am I the person who thinks that?
We give this match of the year, if we get this match of the year now, the actual match of the year happens at something bigger like Survivor Series.
I'm going to say that to you. To me, that always matters, right? Unfortunately, because
the stage,
right? What did you say? It will be poor I'm sorry, poor typing.
Okay, that I will give you that.
What I was going to say though,
all out tell somebody this is match of the year, and the year.
I think it's very, very hard for a team as good as FTR and the Briscoes are to steal that kind of a show with the stage in which they perform it on. I think
that's
that
the problem.
Matters.
And the fact like, of the matter
AEW
is
should put that match
Warner,
on somewhere and then it could get there.
But they can't. The
Why?
fact of the matter is that Warner does not want the Briscoes on TV.
Okay, Warner. Okay,
that's the problem.
So
this is why. If you look at the bottom, the bottom of the Dishonor pay-per-view they have, it's Fight TV, Bleacher Report. AEW's name is not on there in any shape, form, or fashion.
No, it's not.
Yeah, they don't want to be associated with it for some reason because of something that happened in the past, 2011, 2012. They still haven't gotten over it.
I didn't look at it that same way to me. I never expected. We wanted them to keep WCW, but Vince always just said, "I'm eradicating it." You know what I mean? I don't think he. All he wanted was the talent and that title. That's all Vince wanted.
Ring of Honor is giving me very big ECW 2.0 vibes, right? So it's getting to the point now, like ECW tried to revive itself, and then they figured out this can't be the same product that people knew and love. So you got to put a twist. You got to put a WWE twist on it, right? And then they started to figure like, okay, so we got Cena as champion on Raw. We got Batista as champion on SmackDown, or Edge as champion on SmackDown. However, we got guys like Matt Hardy and Kane and Mark Henry. These guys deserve to be champions, but they can't do it on our flagship shows. Let's give them the ECW. I feel like this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Mark my words. What's today's date?
Today's
18. Claudio Castagnoli is going to win that Ring of Honor championship. I guarantee you, fans are going to bust nuts and say, "Oh, they did what WWE wouldn't do." False. Because the ECW was still around, they would have gave his ass that ECW. Nobody give a hot shit about no damn Ring of Honor. Although I do like Mercedes Martinez having that Women's World Championship because she needs to be acknowledged as one of the best women.
It was actually Vince. The storyline said Shane, but it was Vince. I saw a tweet today said, I forgot that Mr. Kennedy never cashed in his Money in the Bank because he got fired before it happened.
He's still a holder.
Listen, we're going to take a small break, y'all. We'll be right back. Get our jets together, have a shot because this man didn't call me a racist. I like that. So we'll be right back, and I'm going to whoop his ass backstage. If y'all see Dice back with his glasses off, it's because I fucking Stone Cold stunned his ass. All right, through the what do you call this thing? We do right here. And just so you forgot who I am.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
Welcome to UPR presents Anime Is Us.
I'm so lucky.
Yeah, something's giganto and then something. He was talking about all the foods, and especially caramel apples, candied apples. She didn't even know.
But no, it worked.
Yeah, Bongo was working on drums because he was secretly taking music lessons back before he entered the UA.
And
Money in the Bank season's upon us. They call this the Big Five.
The shields explode. I loved it. Those are my number two. I had to. I thought he was going to cheat, so I was doing my extra special shit with my picture on it, showing how I'm a belt king. I wanted to stick to hey, hey, ho, ho.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Unpopular Reviews Top 5. Man, there was rumors that they were going to remake them with Will Smith and Eddie Murphy. Now I could smoke a bag of that. Obviously, nothing ever came of it. And sure shit ain't gonna happen now.
No.
But my favorite one of the trilogy is my number 2 greatest boxing movie of all time, which is Let's Do It Again.
Billy and Clyde.
Me and my boys want to make a bet with you.
10 grand.
Count it.
No need.
Yo, it's crime time. EST. Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. It's the Honky Tonk Man, NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? UPR and Around the Bloxxx give to you This Week in Wrestling History with King Von.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, of course, once again, this is King Von Jr. on behalf of the Victorious Ones podcast and Perfect Plex Talk Radio, here to present to you the week in wrestling history. Of course, on July 17th, 1994, Bash of the Beach. That was when HH defeated Ric Flair to win his first WCW championship in his pay-per-view debut, to make up for not having a match together at WrestleMania 8. And so, of course, on that same day, July 17th, 2011, yesterday was the 11-year anniversary of CM Punk winning the WWE Championship and Money in the Bank, defeating John Cena in Chicago. And, of course, on July 18th, 1980, that was when Vern Gagne won his 10th and final AWA Championship. On July 18th, 1993, that was when Ric Flair won his 10th NWA/WCW World Heavyweight Championship at Beach Blast before they became Bash of the Beach at Beach Blast. And of course, on July 18th, last year, at Money in the Bank, that's when Big E won the Money in the Bank ladder match, and that was also the same night that Roman Reigns defeated Edge to retain the Universal Championship. And of course, when it comes to birthdays, on July 16th, Bobby Lashley turned 46. On July 17th, Lacey Von Erich, daughter of Kerry Von Erich, turned 36. Of course, on July 18th, Mandy Rose turns 32. On July 19th, Karrion Kross turns 37. July 20th, by the way, is my birthday on Wednesday. And on July 22nd, Mr. WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels turns 57. And Mike Knoxxx, back to you.
Yo, it's crime time. EST. Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. It's the Honky Tonk Man, NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? UPR and Around the Blocks give to you This Week in Wrestling History with King Von.
And shout out to my baby girl whose birthday is also this week on the 20th. She's working on a promo because she's coming for Bianca Belair. Okay. And my baby girl got bars. I don't know where she got it from because I ain't no rapper. I try and I really failed really bad. I got to get really, really drunk and hear a bunch of really good rappers. And then I might can drop a lyric or two. Well, not a lyric, like a, what do you call it? A bar, maybe a bar and a half, a Kit Kat. That's all I got in me. But with that being said, also make sure you check out.
Shout out to the almighty Bobby Lashley.
Well, is his birthday too?
He turned 46 this week.
I thought he said that.
I know. I'm just saying. I just want to give him a,
Okay. Well, almighty, shout out to me. Because August 6th.
Oh, did you hear?
No.
Did you hear that
No.
Montez Ford wants to form a group with Bobby Lashley, and he wants to call it the Hurt Profits? I am 100% behind this. But Montez has already changed it to a freak of nature, and he looks way too good. And Dawkins is going to end up being a Marty.
There you go. There you go.
It's inevitable. It's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
It all brought you back to me, right? So, we got some ESPYs awards coming up this Wednesday. And so we have
hosted by Steph Curry, the greatest shooter in the history of basketball.
I kind of don't like they changed it from wrestling to like WWE though. That's kind of really why. Like seriously. Like
when AEW gets big enough, they can have their own category too.
So is that where the argument is? That where the buck stops? When they say they're still because they're a pimple on a donkey's ass to WWE.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
where it's at. That's what's
y'all gonna stop messing with my man.
D'Lo Brown's happy early birthday. Happy early birthday.
Son got going on. Okay, they're not gonna vote for baby D'Lo Jr. Leave D'Lo Jr. alone. All you gotta do is start shaking his head and wear a chest protector, and he's good to go. And y'all know it. If he did that, I'm sorry, AEW fans will be like, there they go, copying, trying to rehash another gimmick again. But Friday Night SmackDown, before we get into the ESPYs real fast. Friday Night SmackDown, Monday Night Raw. I didn't go. Orlando was SmackDown this past week. I'm loving Lacey Evans. I cannot get with y'all women's champion, though. I can't. I'm trying. I never thought she should be champion in the first place, and you know that's how I felt. She has a great body. I think she's okay in the ring. I think this is one of those things where wrestling fans was crying and complaining so much they just gave it to him. No retort.
I'm just.
I mean, and I know it's only been 2 weeks, so I'm not going to be one of the people say, "Well, she's not doing anything." I can't say that. She hasn't had the belt long enough. Okay, I don't think that's even fair to any champion. But then 2 weeks to say, "Oh, they're not," I've never offended her in the first place. I've always thought her matches were vanilla in the first place, and the looks in her faces, it's just a little, overwhelming to me sometimes to see those looks. But overall, I got to say the Weekend Wrestling belonged to AEW. I thought SmackDown was really, really good. Is this Liv hate? No, I don't hate. She's not Zack Ryder. You know what I'm saying? So Ronda Rousey gets her title back at SummerSlam. I don't know these rumors about
she will not Bayley, get her title back at SummerSlam.
About Bayley coming back. I mean, you seen Bayley hanging out with Martinez over the weekend. They look like Mercedes.
Bernardo.
Whatever. Her master call her Banks. I'm gonna call her Banks. Okay.
Oh my God.
So, I thought AEW owned it this week. I really did.
Absolutely, of course, because this is when you can have 4 pay-per-views per fucking year, and then advertise a pay-per-view on weekly television during the week of absolutely nothing going on in WWE. Yeah, it's easy to win the week.
Sorry, you're right. It's the title.
It's easy to win.
But when you make a name called WWE. Belt Kings and then they try to change it to titles, it makes me feel like I'm stupid. So I'm always going to say belt. Okay, these are wrestling belts, wrestling title belts. How about that? Wrestling title belts. That's what they're called. So as Dice pours another one, doesn't offer me a single damn drink. Anybody see him offer me a drink yet? Not once. There it is. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right. So the ESPY's Dice, hosted by the greatest shooter of all time, Stephen Curry.
Can we talk about? First of all, I'm disappointed. I'm surprised that you wouldn't even talk about the honorary Oos.
Oh no, I was, and you're right. I just want to get to the ESPYs because that was great. By the way, okay, my man Sami Zayn for the first time got some. Hey, it just don't really hurt because they are getting way more.
I don't know what the hell happened.
That threw me off a little bit, right? Like, damn, Sammy's hurt too. Because I think he would have been a referee. I really think it would have been Sammy. Would have been a referee.
Which I'm very glad that you asked that question.
Jeff Jarrett, they're in Tennessee, so I get it, but I think it would have been. I thought it was supposed to be Sami Zayn being the.
I'm sorry that we missed this.
Okay,
we missed this. However, the random roll, that's not it. Why is that there? The random roll for the dice question of the week.
Oh, that's the wrong picture.
WWE stop glorifying ex-WWE talent? Let us know in the comments. I say yes. However, at what point in time are you going to get back to the focus? That's not it. At what point in time are you going to get back to the focus? That's fine.
Okay.
Of them getting back to the 4 pillars of AEW.
What 4 pillars? They forgot. Pillars. They forgot about that stuff. That stuff doesn't exist no more.
5 pillars.
They don't care about that. What pillars?
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care. But the AEW enthusiasts will tell you that it's a better company. How can you be a better company? There's not one homegrown talent that is bigger than any top 5 talent in the big fish in the pond, which is a fucking shark.
That can't lace my goddamn boots.
Same.
If any, and we didn't address this last week.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of ran over it. But my other question was, at this point in time, should there be another union? Because, we already had the first union with Big Show and Test and Mankind with the 2x4s. Should there actually be a professional union? And should they have an off season? Because if you want to add up,
that's one of the biggest questions all the time.
Andrade El Idolo is now hurt. He's got an inflamed ankle.
Yeah.
I think that it should be. You at least give these wrestlers 2 months off when there's
isn't that kind of what AEW does though, in a sense? I mean, not 2 months, but you know what I'm saying? Like they have so many wrestlers.
They do it on the active side. Yes,
it's like a rotation. Like you guys,
they do it on the active side of things.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
But it also shows that they have too much talent. I haven't seen Lee Moriarty on TV in I don't know how long. And then all of a sudden, Lee Moriarty gets a title match against Gresham. Yeah. And then not only that, I didn't see Dante Martin for like 3 or 4 weeks. And now he's got a match against Lee Moriarty. But hold on. I saw the House of Black beat Miro. I didn't see Miro last week, but now I'm going to see Miro on Wednesday. Like, it's too much.
You see why you hate HH? You see I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm going with it. So how about that?
Ain't nobody studying no damn Jesse Ventura. And while I'm at it, Greg the Hammer Valentine. Greg the Hammer Valentine. Are you out of your fucking mind? That man had the nerve to say. First of all, he didn't put over my guy Sting when they were supposed to have a one-off match, and he ended up quitting WCW. Second of all, he came out of his mouth. He said it. He came out of his mouth and said that he is better or was better than Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair.
He's always thought that. That's not new. He's always thought that.
No, but
wrestling storyline. I think that he wrestles just as good as Ric Flair, if not better. I think he's a better wrestler than Ric Flair. I think he's a better wrestler than Ric Flair.
The hell out of here.
He's not a better character than Ric Flair. He's not a better character than Ric Flair, but I think he wrestles better than Ric Flair, and we know he wrestles better than.
I've never ever heard anybody on a top 20 say Greg the Hammer Valentine was in there.
Because no one will ever do that when it comes to. It's the same thing we hear. I put beautiful body.
I didn't say
Barry
I didn't say who you think is the best. I said your favorites.
If I ask
anybody who
I've never heard no one say
nobody said Greg Damer Valentine was in a fucking
you might get the tag team with him and Beefcake in there as an honorable mention from some people as far as a tag team's concerned. You know what I mean? But as a singles wrestler, no. No.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had to get those points in. But back to the ESPYs, hosted by the greatest shooter.
I was saying that. I was saying the greatest shooter. Where you put him at all time though, real fast. No,
he's one.
No, not shooting wise. It's a player, overall player.
As a player wise, after this last ring, I think that he has to be edging the top 10.
You put him above Shaq?
I can't put anybody, any center, any big man above Shaq. Shaq is the greatest.
I think Shaq's the greatest of all time.
However, next to AI, actually, I think Steph Curry has surpassed AI.
Well, he surpassed AI because absolutely. He surpassed AI. Not what you like the best, but as a baller, as a basketball player, Steph Curry's above Allen Iverson. Is he above Isaiah Thomas?
He didn't have that grit like Isaiah, but he got so much more intangible.
I don't think he's a punk. I think Steph's a dog.
Yeah, I think he is too.
Steph's a top.
But 25. I mean, it's so.
Woo. I'm putting Steph.
I'm saying 11, top 12.
I'm putting him like 11, 12 also.
Yeah, I'm putting top 12. He's edging that top 10. He's edging that top 10. While we're on the topic of sports, ladies and gentlemen, please follow the Zia Solid. I have a plethora of things that are going on that I am working on. That is not Perfect Plex Talk. I have a sports, culture, and entertainment show that is coming. And I have my new show, Spin the Block, where we're going to look back at some of my favorite shows. And show number 1 is going to be one of the greatest shows on Fox, which is To the Empire. So make sure y'all follow my channel on Facebook, the Zia Solid. Make sure you follow me on TikTok and Twitter as well, Zia Solid. Now, ESPYs. We got 4 nominees. It was a plethora of 16 moments.
What were they?
From the past 365 days.
You got them up? I mean, you got it?
Give me a minute. Buy me some time.
Got you. All right. So, going back and looking at some things this past week. And I like that tweet Vaughn just posted out about Christian Cage. Peeps have given the best promos in AEW. I do think he's given the best promos in AEW over the last few weeks. That shouldn't be forgotten. My issue, and I had an issue a couple of weeks ago. I said, I love Wardlow. I wanted him in my draft. I still didn't think Wardlow should have pinned Scorpio Sky with his foot on him. So that's not, I didn't agree with that as well. I agree with Dolph Ziggler coming back. I don't understand why people are complaining about
look how much
Finn Balor winning the match. I don't. Why do people complain about that? I'd rather see a man in pants
about him winning the match. The reason, I don't give a damn what he wears. It's a great changeup. It's a great changeup. Sometimes it's a great changeup. He's a heel now. He doesn't want to fucking do all that. It's fine, but I need WWE to get it together with Judgment Day, and I believe that they will continue this on tonight.
I think
they'll win again tonight.
I think she's hurt. I think that really messed them up. I think she might have beat Bianca. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think she might have beat. She might have. I didn't think it going into it, but that wouldn't have shocked me if she would.
I think that it would have spearheaded them being a dominant faction.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at this point, they're probably going to make them win again. They have to make them look strong.
What's the match
tonight? Because Edge is due to come back next week.
What's the match tonight? I know we got Bianca and Carmella one more time tonight. We got Logan Paul tonight. So far, that's all I see for the night. Yeah, Logan Paul calls out The Miz, Carmella and Bianca Belair for the Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat time. So for those who are not familiar with the ESPYs, that means there's nothing going on in sports. And so what happens when there's nothing going on in sports? They make sports awards. That means that's a week before training camp starts, which starts for rookies or linebackers report, something like that. It's like baseball. Like they report Saturday. A lot of teams start coming to camp on Saturday. The guys who have their early Hall of Fame game, they show up more early than anybody else. You got that popping off. And so you got the home run derby tonight.
It's the downtime.
It's the home run derby. It's
like the
night.
worst point in time. It's like the worst point in time that you ever want to watch. First Take, Undisputed, first things first.
Stephen ain't even been on the month.
He ain't been there. He tore a rotator cuff. He'd been there for like 45 days. So
because they have nobody else to go with.
Yeah, they don't. They're terrible.
There's literally nobody else.
The nominees for the best WWE moment, they chose 16. They narrowed it down to 16 over the year, which they probably could have got at 20, but 16 is a lot. Okay. However, but you think of an awful lot. Go ahead, this is not just pay-per-views.
Yeah. What?
It's a moment. It's not just pay-per-views.
Okay.
Because some of these happen on other shows. So
what you got?
We have Brock Lesnar wins the Royal Rumble versus Bianca winning the Raw Women's Championship at Mania. All right. Bracket 2, Cena returns at Money in the Bank versus Ronda Rousey returns 4 months after giving birth to win the Royal Rumble. Then you have bracket 3, WWE welcomes back fans with a live crowd.
Okay. That better not
versus Stone Cold stunning Vince McMahon, Austin Theory, and Pat McAfee at WrestleMania.
I'm sorry, I was there.
Number 4, number 4, Roman Reigns defeating Brock Lesnar at Mania to unify the Universal and WWE Championship versus Cody Rhodes returning at WrestleMania. Number 5, Big E cashing in Money in the Bank to win the WWE Championship on Raw on September 13th versus Miz turning on Logan Paul at WrestleMania. 6,
out there.
Becky Lynch returning at SummerSlam versus Undertaker being inducted into the Hall of Fame. No contest.
That's a big one. I'm sorry.
That's no contest to me.
Which one's no contest? Oh, is that a versus?
Becky. I think they're doing a versus, but once I read them off, there's one bracket that's not a versus.
Okay,
and I'm pretty sure you can guess what
you just said was a versus.
Most of these are versus.
What was that again? Becky. It was got Taker's retirement
returning at SummerSlam
versus Taker. That's not even a contest. It's Taker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Becky returning at SummerSlam versus Taker retirement.
That's stupid.
Yeah. Edge defeating Seth Rollins and Hell in a Cell at Crown Jewel versus Wee Man body slam Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. And the last bracket would be Brock Lesnar returning at SummerSlam to confront Roman Reigns versus Stone Cold returning to the ring to defeat Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. Now, that is
I know my 4.
Okay.
I think
so. Do you agree? Do you agree with the 4 that ESPN has said is the final 4?
Probably. I don't. Yeah.
So
probably.
Though for those of you who are watching that don't know what the actual final 4 are.
Yes.
You have the graphics?
No, I don't.
Jesus.
You didn't give me graphics for that.
I literally asked you in a private chat.
I thought you were talking about the draft. And that's why I said, yeah. Okay. that's me. That's me. But no, you look at that. You look at that, Dice, and right, and you just look at I think it's so easy. I think it's really easy. I think Taker retiring, just being there with the fans and hearing the reaction on social media, it's up there with Stone Cold. It's up there with Stone Cold returning because wrestling fans, what people don't, again, we argued about this a little while ago. It's about energy. It's about what you feel. It's about how you told me about what's your favorite time in music when you can remember when you were there, right? So Taker, for a lot of people, that's their guy. And honestly, Taker leaving is the last of a dying breed. All we have left really is Sting. That really carried, and Sting hasn't even carried that moniker no more as the Stinger who has the people forget Sting got powers, right? You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So Taker's the last of a real character in wrestling because we don't have the Fiend no more, who's a character in wrestling, right? So I think that's big up there. I also think that looking at Stone Cold coming back, again, I'm going to say it over and over again. I am not a Stone Cold Steve Austin guy. He went against all my guys and beat them all. Rock, Triple H, Shawn, and Bret. But I respect the guy. And I never thought I would cheer for Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I was at WrestleMania like, give him like I literally marked out like I was a guy who was an Austin fan. I didn't even buy an Austin's t-shirt, right? I had one my wife got me from the I like to say I didn't go, but she went for me when they had WWE New York, and the shirt said NYPD, which meant knock your punk ass down. Okay, that's what the t-shirt. It was a Stone Cold Steve Austin t-shirt that said NYPD, knock your punk ass down. And I would, if you go back to the one picture, I'm really skinny, and I got the fingers, I'm flicking everybody off. That's the shirt I actually have on. Is that Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt? So I think Austin moments, I think Taker moment, I think Bianca Belair's moment, and I do have to think Cody Rhodes. They got to be the biggest four. That has to be the biggest four. Am I how off am I?
Okay, so the final four.
I'm not off.
No, you're not off.
Okay.
You're not off.
Okay.
It's definitely
it's got to be
Taker's retirement speech.
Right.
I think it's Taker's retirement speech, Roman unifying the titles.
That's
Cody
still big.
Returning,
which one was the third one? I was talking
Cold at Mania.
So what's the third one?
Taker's
Cody returning.
Speech.
And Cody returning.
Yeah.
Okay, so the only thing I had in place was I put Bianca in place of, which is fine. I forget. In a sense, I forget Roman did that. That's such a big thing in wrestling. You know what I mean? Because it's like we kind of all saw it kind of happening. So for some reason, it wasn't as big to me. You know what I mean? Although it's major in their federation. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I just didn't cross my mind for that. But that's their four. I'm cool with that. Anybody has a problem with that, don't know the product in which they watch, which means you just don't like WWE. You got to go with Taker's retirement speech. They had that man crying. Okay? You get, like you just said, I was there. The man could barely lift his arm. I'm trying to get another belt up. Remember? Because we thought we saw shit. Now Roman's hurt, right? And then Cody coming back. My God. Like what you say, you called it the biggest, you called the CM Punk John, right?
The worst kept secret
in professional wrestling. We knew it was Cody.
Wrestling.
If you go back, I'm gonna try to post my video again, right? You know, I'm trying to be a mark, right? I like being a mark when you're at wrestling. You hear me saying, it's the Fiend! It's the Fiend! But I knew who the hell it was. You know what I mean? And I just love that about it.
They turned the lights out so you can, think that it was going to be him. And for a split second.
I still think the crowd would pop for the Fiend just as big as they pop for Cody. I really do still believe that, though. Like, the Fiend is... People want the Fiend back, bro. They really do.
They do, but it's like, at this point in time, I just feel like, you know what? He's being so picky about where he is and what he wants to do that I don't even care anymore. I literally don't care anymore. I don't care for Bray Wyatt anymore. Why? He's like 36, 37 or some shit. He's literally on the same age bracket as a Roman, a Seth, a Dean, or John. Like, I don't care anymore. Because at this point in time, we didn't love you for your wrestling. We loved you for the character that you created in your promos. We did not
love him for his wrestling.
I've never heard anybody say their favorite wrestler was Bray Wyatt. I've never heard anybody. But they will tell you that Bray Wyatt's promos was off the sheezy.
Well, I remember telling you about 7 years ago. I said, dude, I was going Christmas shopping late to get some action figures. Remember? I said, dude, ain't nothing in the store, but Bray Wyatt's action
I remember that.
Because you can't buy your kids demonic stuff, and his character's demonic. You know what I mean? So you got the 4 pictures. I'm ready to get to this draft.
I do. So we have Cody.
I was there.
That was amazing.
You see me? I'm right there. You look closer, right there.
You're not there.
I'm about to find a picture. I was there too.
Stone Cold.
I was there.
And Taker. So all but one.
We couldn't
all but one has a WrestleMania moment.
Well, technically, it's a WrestleMania weekend. All of them are WrestleMania weekends.
Wait,
Taker was Friday.
You know what? They had it as Taker actually retiring at Survivor Series.
Not the retirement ceremony. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's when he went back and he finally left the hats and the boots.
Yes.
Okay. I got you.
I would say,
but that was like last year. We did a show. I just did the show from that's
365 days
from that time. Okay, that's cheating. That's cheating.
So I gotta go with
He
Cody.
didn't get a Road Warriors pop, by the way. I don't think you guys. There's no one other than Stone Cold Steve Austin gets or came close to Triple H and Madison Square Garden.
You want to know what? Watching it on TV, right?
And people say Punk's pop wasn't as big as it came off to me on TV.
Watching it on TV, right? Yeah. I will say that comparison pop like that Cody got was just as big or bigger than the pop that the Hardy's boys got when they returned at Mania.
I was at both, and I will say it was different because one's an outdoor stadium. And one's the
like I said, looking at it from
I get you from a TV perspective. No, I get that.
Yeah,
but I gotta flip the script on, how I told you, my story. I'm in the bathroom and all of a sudden the music don't. That dude got peed on. The true story, that dude got peed on. Okay. I'm peeing and I said, oh shit. And I left out and I came out like a dummy. And my man shot the Huggo, buying the whole damn row shots.
So I believe so.
You buy a whole row of shots of Patron in a stadium. You don't even know those people.
So let's narrow this down. So at number 4, what would you put at number 4?
At number 4, I would put Taker's retirement because I think the speech is bigger than the retirement. That's just
I would
me.
put Stone Cold.
I would tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why that was bigger.
At there.
I'm gonna tell you why that's bigger than Taker, because it's active and it's current and. Again, I was there. It has to be that. It's me being there and seeing, again, someone historically I've always booed and I've always hated that turned me into cheering for him and watching that crowd in Dallas, because it's a Texas redneck, all that stuff. It was massive. I've been a part of a few WrestleMania.
I got that as 4,
but that was huge.
I got those swap because Taker will show up again at some point in time.
He did already show up again. That's why I think it's not
so,
as fit. This
is why I say that Austin is at 4, because Taker will show up again at a WrestleMania. Whether he wrestles or not, it remains to be seen. But he will show up again. We don't know if Stone Cold will ever show up again in the capacity that he has.
There's a talk show.
There's
a talk show.
No. It's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about him showing up at Mania to do some sort of action.
You think Taker will have some kind? I don't think we've seen the last. I didn't think we were going to get a goddamn match from Austin. I'm gonna keep it a beam.
Granted, it wasn't a sanctioned match.
It was horrible. Okay, I was there. It was
terrible.
It was bad.
That's why I can't put it. That's why I can't put it over a speech that was genuine.
It was bad.
And that people love to. But
Taker didn't do this speech though. That's the point. At Survivor Series, he didn't say shit. He just left.
But
you said speech though.
The moment that they are talking about, the moment that is nominated is Taker's retirement speech.
But you just said, but he didn't retire at Survivor Series. So if you're talking about the speech,
he retired. I never said that. I said Undertaker retiring and Undertaker retirement speech.
I thought you said that they were
that's what they are nominating. They are nominating the speech.
Okay, then I would definitely put the speech above Stone Cold. Yes, I would put the speech I would probably put the speech number 1.
I'm not putting the speech number 1.
I would put the speech number 1 behind Cody's number 2.
Because he didn't pull the curtain back enough. He didn't pull the curtain back enough. Like there was you could Google his retirement speech.
Oh, you're talking about as far as letting you into stuff that nobody knows about.
Yes.
Okay.
Like because I get it. He's saying it for podcasts.
But I find all those.
But you would think that
personally.
But you would think that a guy who's had a storied career like Taker, and they gave him literally, I don't even, was it 25, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
I would have thought that he would have went more.
It was like an hour.
I would have thought that they would have gave him more into the Taker character outside of him telling us stories about his childhood. I didn't like it in that perspective, but it made me respect who it didn't tell me who the Undertaker was. Like the Undertaker is going into retirement,
right?
But Mark Calloway is the one that's telling us who Mark Calloway is, and not
Mark
the
Callis
Undertaker.
Well, give me Mark Callis and the heart punch, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So I that's why it just gave me more.
So were you putting Roman 3, 4?
I'm putting Stone Cold at 4. Mm-hmm. Taker's at 3 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Roman's at 2.
And you're putting Cody 1.
And Cody at 1.
The biggest kept secret.
And I thought about Roman as 1. But Cody, the prodigal son coming back home. To return.
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't get better than that.
It
doesn't get better. It doesn't get better than that, other than the fact that you got Stone Cold in Texas. That's literally what it was to me. It's like, as Vaughn put, he's a superhero to that state. You know what I'm saying? Like, other than like Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin, he's got to be the 4th biggest person out of Texas. You know what I'm saying? It's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like that's like Chicagoans myself claiming Michael Jordan. No, New York, you can't claim him either. He's from North Carolina. Okay. He spent more time in Chicago and North Carolina than Brooklyn. So when people tell me the birthplace of Michael Jordan, Ludacris is born in Illinois, but he's still from Atlanta. Okay. So that's just what it is. Kanye was born in Atlanta.
But he never says that he was born there.
No.
He never says he was born.
No.
He says he was born in Illinois, raised in Atlanta since he was a little boy.
Right. But Pants would try to, but my point is that he's still from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. If you don't have a work certificate in that city, you ain't from there. You ain't got no taxes you paid. You ain't from there if you got no taxes. Cody 1, Taker 2, Stone Cold, Roman 4. I'm putting Roman above Taker because I'm thinking of how wrestling, not wrestling, how WWE thinks. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, put it like this. Who's going to be on the stage on? We always talk about when it comes to award shows. Who's going to be there? That's who's going to win this award. Okay.
I mean, Cody's doing appearances, so he could possibly be there.
Cody's going to be Roman.
I think it's going to be Roman.
I think it's going to be Roman. I think they're going to give it to Roman because of the way he looks.
That's a handsome motherfucker. He's going to be there. He's a handsome motherfucker.
Hold on. There it is. There it is. Look at that look.
That man paid $100,000 for those fucking veneers. You think he gonna show them bitches on ESPN?
Acknowledge me.
That's what CP saying.
Acknowledge me. I will fuck some corn up.
He don't get no corn in his teeth. No,
God, I bet
he better not get nothing stuck in between his teeth, yo. I got floss right here. Okay, I keep the floss.
Water picks out the ass.
Water. All right, let's go ahead because we got a little short for time. We got a little behind ourselves arguing like a bunch of idiots. And we apologize to listen to the audience. I got too many people telling me we were arguing on air and it wasn't cool. We apologize. That was unprofessional. That was us. But hey, you don't like it, listen anyway.
I'm not apologizing for that. This is what you want. This is the real. You want two guys who know each other front, back, side to side. You want them to have an argument. You want to be there to watch it. Because if you was there in person, you know what you would have did? You would look for your phone. You would have said, World Star. Come on now. This is what you want.
Don't be throwing your phone. You got insurance.
Listen, I need a new phone. I need a new phone.
Okay. Listen, I just got mine fixed, baby. Look at it. Ain't no scratches on there now, Dice. Wrote that some bitch over last week. All right, listen. We go draft, okay, in honor of the ESPYs, our 10 favorite moments in wrestling. Okay? And we're gonna
that are ESPY worthy.
ESPY worthy. We're gonna do a little different though, Dice. I guess we can't because they might be the same one. So we draft, so you can't draft the same one. And a lot of times, some of our drafts you can cut like we did. We kind of cheated at Raw and SmackDown, just determine on where you was at in the Raw to SmackDown. So you know how we do it. Come on.
You can go first. Go ahead.
Yes. I kind of know you're not gonna pick it anyway. I ain't know you're not gonna pick what I put up there. So not even bad.
Yeah, you got old shit. I got modern shit, so it's fine. Okay.
First of all, at number 1. Now I can't put that number 1, but I do have it on my list. That's because I just want to do some different shit a little bit, like you, a little bit. But I'm gonna put number 1, ESPY worthy match, ESPY worthy moment, ESPY worthy where we will never be forgetting. I hate to say it, but Bret screwed Bret. The Montreal Screwjob. It has to be one of the most influential things in wrestling history. Something that we still talk about to this day. They just had a rivalries on it on A&E. It will never be forgotten. It will never be forgiven. It literally turned. It was like Biggie and Pac. It turned the whole East Coast, West Coast against each other. Canada and America.
Could you see that moment? You could see that moment getting an award at ESPN.
I could because of because ESPN lately, like Twitter, they want to get the headline, and that was such a big headline to talk about. During this time, and was this 97? This happened 96. Was it screw job? Come on, somebody tell me. I'm remembering that shit. Right? That was the biggest thing that happened in wrestling that entire year. The biggest thing that happened in wrestling that year was the Montreal screw job. And so I'm taking that as my number one moment, SB worthy. And some might not be SB worthy to you, but they're to me in my history of wrestling. So it's 97. Look, I'm not as bad as you say I am. I ain't got no memory, but I know that one. Do you know the original screw job in WWF? I remember it, but you can remind me because I know you good at that kind of shit. So, what you got? Your number one.
Real quick before I go into my number 10, Vic. I read this today on AQA, and Mike, I don't know if you remember her, but you liked her in AEW.
AQA, help me remember.
AQA, young broad. She had the AQA on her headband. She had the dreads.
She came from NXT. Came from
NXT. Yes.
Yeah. What happened to her?
She says she's stepping away mentally,
wrestling?
Physically. She needs to get.
I mean,
she's young. She's 25. She'll be back.
But they don't use her anyway. They don't use her anyway. Yeah, she needs work. Go figure out you some more, and I get that. I thought we went. That's our first draft. We're not drafting 10 to 1. I thought we were drafting 1 through 10.
I'm doing 10 to 1.
Well,
because you have to build an anticipation.
No, I knew it was a new format, and you let me go with my number one first. You sack of horse shit.
I didn't know that was number one for you.
I said my number one. But you know what? I think, you know what? Based off the criteria in which you put it, I make it number 10. How about that? Because your criteria is SB worthy, which means they would get an award for it. And it might get some backlash because it was a real life situation, and it might be a black eye. But if I'm giving out an SB, I'm giving that a nomination. That's my number 10, the Montreal screw job. What you got at number 10?
Okay. My number 10, like I said, my list is very modern because going back, I didn't look at these memories of old school having SB worthy shits. So looking back on stuff like this, number 10, Rey Mysterio winning the World Heavyweight Championship in a triple threat title match versus two of the greatest of all time, in which we didn't know it at that time they were the greatest.
Right.
We know it now that they're the greatest. Right. But however, at that point in time, they were two of the best, maybe top 5 wrestlers in that company. And Kurt Angle, Randy Orton, he overcomes the odds, solidifies himself as a legend, does it for his fallen brethren, Eddie Guerrero. I think that is very SB worthy, and people at home would eat that shit up. That's good shit.
Such good shit.
That's good shit.
Number 9 for me. If you're listening, you've been watching me for the last 14 years, because I will pump out my chest because I can do that. I had the great Tully Blanchard on the program, and I mentioned this to him. And if you watch me long enough to know what's my favorite moments in wrestling, as a child, I thought this is the realest shit I've ever seen in my life. And that was the 4 Horsemen follow, record Dusty Rhodes. This is before its time. They follow this man with a camcorder to out the gym to break his hand, which leads us to the very first War Games. SB worthy, Dusty Rhodes and the 4 Horsemen. The 4 Horsemen break Dusty Rhodes' arm. Go watch the video if you have not seen it. It's still out there on YouTube. It's about 9 minutes long. And I remember watching as a kid, like, yo, y'all tripping? I really thought they broke this man's hand. Like, there was nothing could tell me they broke this man's hand or arm. I'm sorry. That's my number 9. Dusty gets his arm broke.
Again, that's SB worthy?
Goddamn right. It's storyline.
Okay, that's fine.
See, some of the things that they put for the ESPYs, if I could put Taker's speech, then I can definitely put the 4 Horsemen in 1984 falling someone in the camcorder to break their arm. And it's a storyline. Yeah, damn sure can.
Actually, I just want you to Google the random nominees in the situations, and everything that is SB worthy is very feel goodish. So all of my things are very feel goodish. So number 9, Viva la Raza.
Unless you hated Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero finally winning the big one off of Brock Lesnar. No Way Out 2004. He had that infamous promo. You know what I get addicted to, horns? That shit was gold. If you were on the Eddie Guerrero train at that point in time, you were a bandwagoner, because that should have got you on the train. Because that promo versus versus Brock Lesnar was freaking amazing. That's number 9 for me.
That promo was good. You take nothing from me with that promo. Absolutely, a very good promo for me because they're coming. My number 3, my number 8. I've always given, if we do any kind of top 5 at WrestleMania, y'all know where I go. WrestleMania 3, the match between the Macho Man and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I'm not sure if it didn't win match of the year. Go give it to him right now because it should have won match of the year. WrestleMania 3, the Macho Man, Randy Savage, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat to this day, put on one of the best wrestling matches that I've still has ever seen in my life. So,
hey everybody, this is Bruce Pritchard. Some people know me as Brother Love.
What you got at number 8?
Right now, because do you know who you're listening to? You're listening to Mike Knoxxx.
Number 8.
The BDS
This is
Radio
great.
Network.
This is great. Number 8, one of the saddest old yeller moments of all time. He took that man out to the woodshed.
Hold on. Does that mean I can't pick that now? Because that was definitely coming up next to me.
Storytelling at its finest.
You whore.
Storytelling at its finest.
You are a whore.
That man took old Yeller to the back of the woodshed, cocked that thing back and said, "I'm sorry. I love you." And he proceeded to kick his head off of his neck.
Right there.
Jesus, look at the extension on that thing. Look at the extension on it.
I had it coming, and I almost put it out at number 8, and maybe I should have, because I don't know you wouldn't have went back that far to number 7, and I should have pulled that out, and that hurts me.
I told you my list is very modern.
That's not that modern, but okay, I get it.
It's within the past 20 years.
It is, most definitely.
That's pretty modern.
It most definitely is. I have nothing against that. I just mad I didn't, I didn't pick it. Okay. So that's your number 8. So my number 7, and I think I got to start pulling out anything I got modern out the hat now before you fucking come take them. Okay. So I don't even want to put it this low, but I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to pick it later. So at number 7 for me, it has to be, despite the ending wasn't that great. Look at Xavier Woods, look at Big E, and look at Kofi Kingston. The first ever Black WWE champion, full-blooded, right? Because people say The Rock. People get hurt when you say it's not Rock. But again, that's the WWE's fault for not, promoting anything Black about The Rock. It's always Samoan. Not his fault. It's the company's fault. It's booking. But number 7, Kofi Kingston winning the title is just beyond amazing. I will never forget that moment. No bullshit aside, go watch the video because there's proof of it. I actually shed a tear. And I'm okay with that. Number 7, Kofi Kingston winning the WWE title. Dice Man, what you got at number 6? Oh no, you're number 7. I'm sorry.
My number 7. Oh yeah, we about to get there. The nittiest of the grittiest. And I might catch a little flack. And if executive consultant is watching this, I'm pretty sure that he probably is going to be saying something, but it doesn't matter. Number 7, ESPY Award 7 goes to Seth Rollins cashing in. Money in the Bank WrestleMania main event between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. It was an amazing event. Very ESPY worthy if they had ESPYs back then. Very feel good moment. The crowd went bananas. They went bananas. Early, he deserved to get that because early in the night, he took arguably the greatest RKO in the history of RKOs, at least top 3 RKO, when there was still sunlight out in the stadium.
Yeah. I rock for that. That's one of I think I had it as my 1A when we did that, or my 1.2. Yeah. I had that, so I'm all for that. My number 6, there will be no ESPYs, there will be none of this stuff, and to this day, they all want to get to this moment, and this man was there, the very first ever WrestleMania. Speak about it, hate about it. There can be no others. There will be no 27s, no 32s, no 14s, no 13s, no nothings without this moment as wrestling hit a new level. with this. WCW, but at the time, NWA had no shot for this. That Great American Bash does not compare to WrestleMania. Give me WrestleMania 1 overall as an ESPY award winner today. What you got at number 6? Dice Man.
Now we get real good. We getting real good. Number 6. Number 6 is a old double whammy.
Double whammy.
Double whammy. Because
no whammies.
It considers 2 of the greatest, I guess you can say greatest, 2 of the greatest black men ever. Bobby Lashley winning on Miz, and then Big E cashing in on Bobby Lashley. That is 6A, 6B.
Okay.
Both of the moments I marked out on. And if we're talking a ESPY award, this is literally like what, the third and fourth time? Is it third and fourth or fourth and fifth?
It's second and third.
Okay. Pure black is second and third.
Right. Second and
Pure
third.
black is second and third.
Overall,
it's like third and fourth or fourth and fifth.
No, it's third and fourth. Yeah.
So I believe that those two were 100% ESPY worthy.
Okay.
100% ESPY worthy.
I will not take that from you, and I will raise you at my number 5 coming in WrestleMania 10. Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon. The storyline took us there. The match delivered there. It was just amazing to this day. Again, to this day, considered one of the greatest ladder matches of all time. At number 5 for me, WrestleMania 10, Shawn Michaels versus, may he rest in peace, friend of the program, Scott Hall, Razor Ramon.
Okay, again, my modernized list continues to get down to the nittiest and the grittiest. Arguably the greatest women's wrestling main event of all of the times. Bianca versus Sasha.
Oh, look at that picture there.
Better than the triple threat match. Better than the triple threat match between Charlotte, Ronda, and Becky. Better than.
No way.
Better than.
Mm-mm.
I said it. How would it not be?
Yeah, it's your draft, but I'm not putting that over that triple threat match. I just don't think it was a better match. I just don't think it was a better match. That's all. I just don't think it was a better match.
Very sloppy.
I just don't think it was a better match.
You think nothing that Charlotte does is sloppy, but okay.
Go ahead. I'm talking about the match. It has nothing to do with Charlotte being involved in the match. It was
the match was sloppy. It didn't finish was sloppy. This was flawless.
Okay. I don't know about that. I saw that match. It was much flaw. There's much flaws in that match, and Sasha doesn't get enough. If everybody want to start shitting on people, let's start shitting on the fact that Sasha does a lot of shit wrong in the ring that nobody ever wants to point out. By the way, because they just love her.
Hold on, that match. Hold up. The reason why this made it
was bad.
The reason why it's made it because this isn't about the winner or the loser.
But hold on. First of all, this shouldn't even count.
About the moment, and the simple fact of the matter is they won an ESPY for this.
I'm about to say that's why it shouldn't count.
That's why it deserves to be on the list.
I'm sorry, that's why it shouldn't count. They won an ESPY for it.
No, absolutely. We only got like 3 ESPYs.
It's about ESPY things, and you give them an ESPY and an ESPY thing. That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
that's cheating.
Yes, it deserves. You call it a spade a spade. I can't disrespect the spade when it has the spade on the card.
4 spades in the deck. You just put a 5th one in there. Ain't no wild jokers allowed. Give me the very first. Again, if I win at number 9 with Dusty getting his arm broken, I'm leading to the match that gave us the payoffs. Also, in match of the year that year, the very first War Games. WCW War Games at number 4 for my ESPY.
Okay.
It's that simple.
Okay. Wait, what number? We're at 4.
You're at 4. Yes, you're at 4.
One of the greatest storytelling matches of all of the freaking times.
All of the time.
This was a freaking trilogy. I was about to say trilogy. Heaven versus hell. If there was ESPYs back when this match was there, no doubt my mind, my God, my nigga, I would put all of my money on this right here. It would win. The best WWE moment, it would definitely win. However, it wouldn't win my top number 1 moment of WWE for an ESPN award. But the storytelling in that match, I couldn't just narrow it down to one or the other. I would put the whole trilogy. But if I had to do one or the other,
Yeah.
I would go with the original.
The original is not Heaven versus Hell, is it? I get
No,
confused.
second.
Okay. I think the second one because of the storyline.
Second one being Heaven or Hell.
Yeah, the second one by far is one of the.
And then the third one was End of the Era. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, you count that End of the Era because he was a referee in that.
I think so. It was still the same. It was still the same people involved.
I'm going to go
in the match
at number 3. This Hell in a Cell match between Mankind and Undertaker. It was. Again, it's the pattern of the day's show. Vaughn, you know what I'm going to say, right? To this day, arguably the greatest and most entertaining Hell in a Cell match there ever was. There ever will be in some people's minds. Hell in a Cell, Mankind, and Taker. This is why I put it there. Because everyone after this tried to mimic this. And that's why it's above them all to me. Even better than First Blood with Shawn and Taker because again, and Taker's mouth, which is to me the greatest part about this match, whenever you hear the stories. This crazy son of a bitch went to the top of the cage. Okay, let's go to the top of the cage. Like that in itself right there, like because that was not supposed to happen. That was not planned. Him throwing him off of his cage was not supposed to happen, yo. Like it's number 3 for me right there in my ESPY award winning matches or
number 3. For me, and I hate it, but it's still a very good, feel-good moment. And watching the highlights back at it, it was a great night. It was a great night for a man who was very touted as one of the best, was not acknowledged as the best. And he beat 2 of my guys in one night.
Uh-oh, I know that is.
Daniel Bryan.
Oh, that one.
You cannot deny the movement and the year that he
you got me up here scrambling for something I didn't think you would pick. You're a sucker.
You can't deny the year that he had, and not just the year, but even if you want to go back to the past 2-3 months before he even got to that moment, was very award worthy. We hadn't seen anything like that where the fans occupied Raw, where the fans pretty much changed the storyline. Very hostile. They changed the storyline. And I think that for itself led to the people power and all that goofy dumb shit that they had.
People power. It was stupid. I like corny stuff sometimes.
Number 3 for me, that's a definite feel-good moment. I think if this was nominated at ESPYs, they would eat that shit up because the video packages they put for the ESPYs, wow. They make the awards so much better.
Well, I think any video package just automatically.
What I mean, when it comes to wrestling, I don't give a damn about the other sports. We saw that shit on live, but when you put something like sports entertainment, listen, I want them to shine 100%. I know that football is real. I know that basketball is real. I know baseball is real. Just shine some shit on the shit that I love since I was a fucking kid.
I hate that you keep taking my stuff, yo, and that just means we rub off on each other. Pause. My number 2, because I got to put it there. And as you go back to the list where he got made fun of me earlier for it, okay? I don't know who this man is. He's been erased from history, okay? But number 2, I gotta go. The third man is revealed. You see, I didn't pick his face in there still, right? I had to make sure his face wasn't there, Vaughn. You beat that? His face is not there, okay? So number 2, the formation of the NWO. It's still the biggest thing in pro wrestling. One of the biggest things in pro wrestling that we remember. And that's my number 2 of all time ESPY award-winning moments because who he was at that time, I'm always going to say it. The greatest face of all time becomes the greatest heel of all time. The only one can even come close to him in that back and forth, if they would have ever done it, I think would have been Cena. But we never got a chance to see it, so we don't know. So from what we do know, it's vacant. And the NWO forming together.
I'm so very glad that you did that because I have 2 number 2s, and I'm so glad that you chose the third man because I have Sting saves WCW from the NWO, becomes the greatest antagonist, which one is the greatest hero to a whatever he is. He's an anti-hero.
He was Hogan's the antagonist, and he's the
protagonist. Yes, pro-anti. Yes, there you go. All right. The greatest protagonist in the history of WCW. I'm not going to say WWE because that could be very well regarded for Cena or Hogan, you know, but also on tie with that, I have, and literally it's named Kofi Finally Gets It.
You can't do that. You can't pick my pick. I didn't pick. If it's draft,
I'm not picking your pick.
You are.
What are you talking about?
I have it at 7. And when you pick,
fine.
Hold on,
That's
stop.
fine.
Hold on. Let me go
That's
back
fine.
because you didn't stop me
That's
earlier.
fine. It's a 2. It's a 2A. It's a 2B. It's still Sting. I chose Sting first.
When you went back and did your picks, I said,
I
okay,
chose Sting first.
I'm not talking about Sting, but either way, you can't. Then I mean, I could have put this one. I could have put this in my list somewhere.
Yes, this is not a competition. It's our personal favorites.
It's a draft.
We just did the same thing on SmackDown versus Raw last week.
I explained on SmackDown and Raw, we took the same. We never took the same moment. We took the different personas of them people in those moments. Is what we took. They're going to be the same wrestler because they work for the same. Because they were on the same show.
Either way, that's
cheating. That's cheating. You cannot draft. You cannot draft him. I didn't draft.
Okay, however you want to spin it, brother. I still chose Sting first.
Okay, but that can't be your 2. You can have Sting all you want to, but he can't. You cannot have Kofi.
I just said 2A, 2B. That's fine. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. I know I ran this show. Go ahead. I know I ran this show. Go ahead.
You didn't run the show.
Give it to me.
You never beat me in a draft, as far as I'm concerned.
You are out. You absolutely out of your mind, 100%. You must have been drinking a little bit too much. But go ahead. Number 1.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying. Where we at?
Well, hold up. No, we could have picked the same picks because it's not a this.
Hold up.
The reason why I say you just said earlier today.
What I said,
I'm not mistaken, I like these drafts because you know usually it's a competition, but you know then we're just going with our favorites.
Right.
And
I get that.
Does it say?
I get that. Hear me out. Because all you ever do is hear. All you hear, you have selective hearing because it's the buds in your ear. It's the buds. It's the buds.
I chose to draft in.
Right. Well, hold on. Because I asked you during the draft, as you drafted something before in there, I said, wow, I can't draft that now because I had that. It's one thing picking.
I never said anything.
Let me finish. You didn't stop me.
Assume that.
You didn't stop me.
Nothing.
You didn't stop me.
No, why would I stop you?
You got to make rules up better than what you do. Number 1.
Why would I stop you?
Number 1, without question, without any kind of question, today and any day of the week, again, taking people who I am not a fan of, cannot be a fan of, will never probably be a fan of. But when this guy, you already know where I'm going. Austin 316 is born. He is arguably on their Mount Rushmore. He is arguably one of the biggest wrestlers in the history of the professional business. And him beating Shawn Michaels with Mike Tyson put them on the map bigger than Wrestle. Not as big, but just as up there at WrestleMania and having Mr. T and those things. Having what happened at WrestleMania 14 put them in a stratosphere of promoting the Attitude Era and going beyond that. Without that moment, without Stone Cold Steve Austin, there is no Attitude Era. He was the Attitude Era, followed by The Rock and everybody else who followed that. But without Austin, there is no Attitude Era. Austin and McMahon ran it. They're the reason for the season. For the reason, my number 1 is Austin 316.
That's amazing. Real quick before I get into my last pick and we get up out of here, Derek Mitchell, some of the biggest moments in wrestling history did you?
Yeah, you had your Sting photo on there. That's all. Go ahead. You can read it, though.
Hulk Hogan slams Andre the Giant is his number 1. His number 10 is Macho Man. I had Macho Man Randy Savage. I had Macho Man reuniting with Elizabeth at WrestleMania 7 on my list. However, it did not make it. It's definitely an honorable mention. Some notables. Number 5, Rock versus Cena at 28. Rock versus Hogan at WrestleMania 18 is definitely one of my favorite WrestleMania matches of all time. However, I do not think it is better than Rock versus Austin at 19. That's my preference.
No. Match-wise, absolutely. No. Match-wise, yes. But I think when you talk biggest WrestleMania matches, Icon versus Icon is a top 4, top 5.
It is.
It was too big.
But the rivalry between Stone Cold and Rock was so much bigger than just a icon versus icon to me. Because it's something that we had over years. Like you had either the red pill or the blue pill.
But see, my thing is that we saw Rock and Austin several times. In a WrestleMania or outside of WrestleMania, You know what I mean? We saw them wrestle. We never thought going into that whole, vacant and Rock's match that the crowd was going to do that. You hear them talk about it. That was not what the match was supposed to be. And when they got there, that's the beauty. This is why I encourage any and everybody to go to a WrestleMania, because your perception changes by you being in that building. And I definitely would have put this on my list as well, Scott, at number 6, at that WrestleMania 6. That's arguably, and we did our top 5, Dice. I think 4 of my top 5 and 3 of my top 5 involved HH in it.
Yeah.
Like 3 of my top 5 moments in wrestling, it's him. I don't care how much I feel about him how I feel he didn't respect my culture or me as a black person. His place in wrestling is solidified. You know what I mean? And I don't believe that you should erase somebody because, whatever reasons. I don't think Barry Bondsman should have
unless he does some Benoit shit.
Yeah, right. That's different. That's different. That's different. Right. But as far as sexual, or some R. Kelly shit.
I think sexual or doing something with kids and killing people.
Kids included, you're automatically off the list.
You're done. That's like when you go to jail. I only spent 14 hours in a holding cell, so I don't know what jail is. But I do know that when you go to jail, the OGs is going to ask you what you were in there for. And based off of the fact that if you say that you did something, if you say, "Oh man, my girl said I was hitting her," bam, you gonna get beat the fuck up. If you was abusing your kid, you won't get beat the fuck up.
What part of the cigarette was you?
Huh?
What part of the bust down was you in jail?
Oh no! Listen, I was there because I didn't pay a fine.
Listen, if you
I didn't pay a fine.
I get that, but the holder said you can still smoke back in the day, right? In Delaware, especially, right? If you like number 4 in a bust down, man, that's a nasty ass square, yo.
No, I'm good. I was good. I knew I wasn't going to sit there for a while. I knew I wasn't going to sit there for a while. I sat there for 14 hours. I was good.
You get that filter something. It's a wrap.
They know that if you hit your lady,
hold on, what's your number
if you
one?
Abuse your kid, if you had sex with a kid, you was done. You was in jail. So
what's your number one?
Benoit, you would never, ever be on anybody's list.
What's your number
Don't
one?
rush me like that because I just let you talk and then you don't hit me with the what's your one? Don't do that. We already ran over the time, so it's too late. Don't do me like that.
I have children, so it's never too late.
Oh, that's fine. But I'm just saying, that's fine. That
wasn't me rushing you, but you're saying we didn't get it out. I thought we had
one had ran its course.
No,
you can say your points and I can't say mine. Number 1.
I just realized we didn't get your
on
point
my
out.
ESPY's list. Roman Reigns is in remission.
Didn't that win an ESPY too?
This won an ESPY. And I think that out of all of the ESPYs, it is the greatest WWE ESPY because it is one of the most feel-good moments that you could ever root for in any type of sport. Once somebody has cancer or they have a disease or they have a disability, they overcome it and they win and they succeed, you can't fight that. I think that in itself is bigger than any match possible. And that is why it ranks as my number 1 match. I mean, my number 1 moment. Even outside of these other moments, when they win this week, I still will put this number 1 until there is a sadder moment because that man was on top and he had to relinquish the title.
Chemistry.
He had to relinquish the title and he came back and so many people that hated him, they just pretty much bowed down and was like, you know what? It's bigger than a hatred thing. It's a respect thing. And at this point, I respect you because we didn't know what you were putting. We didn't know what you were putting your body through for our entertainment. And that's the thing that fans really don't understand. And it's sad because Jericho got flack for it because he called the fans disrespectful, which he had a right to. Because they want to call out botches and they want to call all of that stuff. But they don't understand that these people put their lives on the line for your entertainment every week. And people are just, oh, that's a botch. That's a botch. You can't do it. I know damn sure my dumb ass can't do it. So in that respect, I think that Roman deserves that number 1 spot for me personally. Because it's not a match, it's a moment. And when we talk about moments, I think that is the best moment as far as awards go. So that is our top 10.
I can never take away nothing from the guy. And I hate when I see people that lie and go, I was never a HH fan in NWO or before NWO, and I just go, you're lying.
Shit. I was in that fucking fake guitar.
You're lying. You're lying. There's no way. There's no way you didn't do the air guitar. There's no way. And if you're too young to remember, say your prayers and say your body, that's the only reason why you wasn't a fan, because you was a kid. You wasn't born yet. You were a baby when that was going on. But if you were a child in the 80s, I would venture to say, again, we don't have social media back then, right? I would venture to say 80% of kids was Mania fans. I mean, like, the numbers speak for itself, and the arenas and stuff they sold out. So, I mean, but again, with that being said, guys, it's another rendition of your unpopular reviews, Perfect Plex Radio. That is Big Kips in the chat. I am Mike Knoxxx.
Maybe next week we'll do top 10 slogans or whatever. I don't know. I'm cooking it up. I'm cooking up. Maybe.
Hold on. Cooking stir fry?
Cooking.
Have the insights to do it.
And with that being said, guys, and now wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me some me and don't love God. That is crazy, y'all. We are out of here. Fingers.
Yes! You did not say anything about Charlotte Flair. The game is over with.
Yeah. Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on him. Mike Knoxxx. That's with 3 X's because he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the money, now you're all what you getting in. Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News and interviews, just a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You could call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping. Perfect Plex Radio, simply